Welcome to SEO Conspiracy. And you're supposed to say .com. But you are not Dixon Jones, so you don't know the rules.
Sorry.
of the myth-busting. Because, yes, Dixon did the whole season 1 of myth-busting. And Bill Swarsky will go on for season 2. But in the meantime, we're doing some myth-busting with Judith Lewis because she likes to bust general.
Yeah, in general. Yeah.
And she was nice enough to. Of course, she's not a filler. She's a diva on her own. But in between Dixon and Bill, because they are both incapacitated, let's put it this way, right now.
I'm the filling of the manwich.
You are. But maybe season 3, why not? Why not myth-busting with Judith Lewis? We'll see.
Oh, I'm happy to bust some myths.
But I feel like we have long format. We have a nice groove going with those long format videos when we take our time. Here it's like more like quick and snappy, one topic. I don't know if I'll test you. We'll see if you pass the test of the myth busting Mondays. And today is a myth that I thought in 2020 we didn't need to address, but last week on Reddit I saw it. I read it. Someone saying that his way of doing SEO was keyword density and that it was working very well for him. So what's the deal with, first, what is supposed to be keyword density?
Well, keyword density is how stupid people try to do SEO and fail. Am I allowed to say that? Am I allowed to be rude about people who are stupid?
No, I think you know that the new YouTube algorithms is putting ads in people's videos that even turn off ads. So you have to swear now to not have ads.
So they're too fucking stupid to know it's a myth.
So yeah. If you don't want ads, you gotta say shit and fuck and all the. So it will be.
Go. These shitheads are too fucking stupid to know that keyword density is a myth. Oh my God.
No. What is keyword density? Basically, it's you take a total number of words, and you do a ratio per certain words that you identify as keywords.
Yeah. Back in the Mad Lib days, we used to actually use keyword density, so to speak. We used to use a cadence of keywords injected into normal text. And I am talking about a long time ago, people, not 5 or 10 years ago. We're talking 20 years ago. We used to inject keywords into content so that we'd scrape content about, I don't know, a flower shop, and then we'd inject casino content in there just randomly, just Mad Lib it in. And it made no sense. The content was useless and pointless. Maybe 97, 98 it worked. I don't even know if it worked in 2000. But we had a particular number of times that we would say a word within a sentence, and it was theoretically percentage based. It wasn't. It was just based on content. And then to top it all off, the actual keyword density thing was actually more Microsoft before Bing. So before we get to Bing, Microsoft's own search engine would actually have a penalty, so to speak. You would be kicked out of the index if you had a higher than 20% keyword density on a page. Now, think about it. If your money keyword is appearing once every 5 words, that's shit content. So from a keyword density point of view, 20% is pretty crappy. We didn't do that when we were mad libbing stuff. So we weren't stupid. That's stupid people do that. So keyword density is something that sort of, it's a myth that came out of what black hats were doing and what Microsoft was actually penalizing for. But for heaven's sakes, think about it from a logical point of view. 20% keyword density for a single keyword, that you couldn't read that. That's just bullshit. So if they were taking it to that extreme that you weren't going to get kicked out until you got to that point, there was no re-inclusion at the time. So you'd have to be pretty fucking extreme to get kicked out for that. But that's where it came from. So keyword density is the number of times per sentence or per number of words that you mention your money keyword. Now, normal people, when they write naturally with semantically related keywords, which theoretically contribute to a theoretical percentage, but it's not that way. Google has invested a huge amount of money, high 6 figures, probably actually low 7 figures. So they've probably invested in the millions in hiring PhDs, paying for their work, paying for development of grammar-based algorithms, and they understand English probably better than some English teachers do. And as a result of that, you cannot write artificially to a particular keyword density. So think about it, trying to inject your money keyword every 10 words or every 15 words, artificially generating some sort of density of keyword. Google has sophisticated algorithms that understand grammar. You write poorly, you will rank poorly. It's as simple as that these days. It wasn't like that in 1997, 98. Even 2000, you're still seeing the algorithm in its infancy. So yeah, if you wanted to spam, you could do the old-fashioned trick of having the dictionary on your page or whatever, and then a few extra inclusions of the word casino and you could rank. Yes, we could do that in 1997, 98. You can't do that now. You haven't been able to do that for at least 12 years, if not longer, maybe 14 years. You haven't been able to do that. It's been really difficult lately. And in the last decade, Google has come along in leaps and bounds as far as being able to understand language. So don't try to fool Google. And that's what keyword density is about. It's about trying to screw around with the way that you express language. And instead of saying, how fucking stupid do you have to be to believe in keyword density, saying something like casino, how fucking stupid do you have to casino be to believe in keyword casino density? That doesn't sound natural. It didn't in 97 when we did it. And it doesn't now, but it worked in 1997 and it doesn't work in 2020. And, good for him on writing in a way that has keyword density. But all you really need is your target keyword once. That's it. Once on a page. That's it. Never mention it again.
I put on lipstick like yours.
I love your lipstick. See, and this is another thing. I've worked for a large online retailer, shall we say? I won't say who, because they're still in business. But let's say I worked for Debenhams in the past. How many times can I use the word lipstick on a page before it starts to sound unnatural? How much can I say about lipstick on a page before it starts to sound unnatural? And that is what Google's going after. We can't Mad Lib it anymore. Wait, let me rephrase that. We can't Mad Lib it the way we used to. Theoretically, it is still possible to Mad Lib stuff, but with people getting all hot and wet about GPT-3, and don't even start me on how stupid it is to think that a computer can't spot what a computer wrote.
There's so much to. Oh my God, this is a 2-hour podcast. She forgot that we are on Monday's Myth-busting, so we need to be short and quick.
Okay,
How can I unpack? Oh my God. Okay.
No, don't even go into GPT-3 because too many people are wetting their pants. But you know what? Let them wet their pants.
No.
Those of us who know better aren't going to waste our time.
Let's start from the beginning. First and foremost, keyword density was never used by Google in the algorithm. What might have been used is something called lexical density. And this is what Black Hat SEO used, lexical density, meaning
thing.
It's it's what we do today. My mystery word game. Okay, how you can guess something by using a whole bunch of other words, synonyms, or whatever. And that was back then. Lexical density is what it is, meaning all those words that are close to like noun, verbs, and all that stuff that are related to the topic. So that was 2000, and the only thing that a search engine would do is compute the number of occurrences, the number of times that a word, because a 500 word or 2000 word piece of content, the ratio will change with keyword density. But for a search engine, it does not matter if it's 2000 or 500 words and the number of times that the keyword is including in that piece of content. The only thing we tried to do was ponderation. Ponderation, is that the same word in a...
I'm not sure. I don't think so.
Okay.
To ponder is to think about something, but you can't ponderate. It doesn't conjunct. There's no conjunction for that.
Moderation. No.
Moderation works.
No, it's no, wait. Okay, waiting, not waiting. Wait, like weightlifting, waiting. Yes. Meaning, what we try to do is build a tool that would put a different weight upon the placement of the keyword.
Exactly.
Keyword in title tag, a lot more weight than alt, and that was a little smarter than just plain keyword density.
I have a piece from 2005 where I demonstrate the way that Google is moving, because I'd been to a few lectures by a few of their PhDs on language analysis and understanding the contextualization of links, because that was what I was interested in. And it showed back in 2005, they already knew and understood words that were in context with other words. So it's been a long time since we've been able to do, like in 1997, just randomly inject words into shitty content and rank for it. It's been a long time since we could do that. So the weighting of keywords and the semantically related keywords is something that we've been able to do for a long time, but it's not keyword density in the way that we know it from, like, when Microsoft had its own search engine and was giving out penalties for 20% keyword density. That is what keyword density was all about, is about a penalty in Microsoft search engine, not Google's ranking algorithm.
Lexical density was even way before semantic, the whole semantic trend. But anyway, even if back in the days to blast the keyword a bunch of ways worked, today it's not about that. It's about the mystery word game, semantic, topical clustering, whatever you want to call it, but explore the topic. Passages indexing is exactly the mystery word game. Exactly, precisely, exactly that. So if you want to be relevant today, honestly, I was shocked to read that somebody and recommended publicly, okay, on the public forum, keyword density. And when I tried to enter the conversation, I was like, okay, dude, show me. And of course, no answers.
Of course. But also, don't forget that anybody giving out bad advice could be trying to trick their competitors into making fundamental mistakes and investing a lot of money in making those mistakes so that they're no longer competitors. And yes, I'm evil, but I would never do something like that. I would never deliberately mislead people in order to get them to spend money on the wrong tactics.
Let me stop you there. You are devilish. You're not evil, okay? You're devilish. That's different.
I'm devilish, but I would never do that to someone, because I think that's quite beyond evil. It is sabotage. And for a small business that doesn't know anything and are looking for genuine help, that can really sabotage the rest of their lives and could destroy their business. Right now, with what's happening, the world has gone online a lot more than they were before. So they are looking for soft furnishings online, and they are looking for things that they might have only bought offline before. So small businesses have had to get online. So I really rather object to that serious level of misinformation and myths. So keyword density is a myth. And while it has its roots in some things in the past, we're talking about things in the 90s. We're not even talking about things from this millennium. So please don't think that keyword density is a thing. It's not. Just write naturally, but include your keyword focused topic once on page to remind yourself what the hell you're writing about, and then just write around that one topic delineated by your keyword, but not slavishly trying to repeat your keyword on the page multiple times. For heaven's sake.
Let's modernize the conversation, because you said a bad word. You said you cursed by saying GPT-3.
Oh God! Don't even. Oh my God! Oh, yeah. Oh.
Well, hold on. Before you get, let me define the conversation here. People are getting excited because they can generate automatically content.
Yes.
FYI, for your information, I've been generating content since 2004. So I have a little bit of experience. And people, you are dreaming if you think that any machine, GPT-3 included, can do a SEO optimized text that will also be readable by humans and pass the AI filters, especially from Google Ads and AdSense. Maybe it will pass. My way of doing in 2021, and I back that up with some way smarter people than me that have on speed dial, a couple of PhDs, and I was like, okay, what do? Do I still build automatically a content for Google, cloaking, and for the human, have my nice page written by a human? Or do you think we are ready to kind of mix it all together? All of them told me, no way. Keep on doing the text for Google and the text for the humans. It's just, we are far away from being able to do all of it. It's because it will not read natural at all. It won't. It will look so fake.
Yeah. I think that one of the things that these SEOs who have been so hot and bothered about GPT-3 don't realize is that if you read purely created GPT-3 text, if you're good at languages and you know your own language well enough that you can read it and write it and speak it, you will sense within the content that something is wrong, but you won't be able to put your finger on it. But there'll be a little sort of voice at the back of your head saying, it's too perfect or it's too right. It's sometimes it's just that the machine is saying something without really saying something. So it's masterful in its ability to mimic, but I won't give away too much because I really don't want people to figure out how to get around it and use GPT-3 for spam purposes. But there is a cadence to things, and that cadence is automated. And that automated cadence is one that the software cannot break, and only a human can. And that is the reason why Google can so quickly recognize GPT-3 created text, and people have trouble with it.
Guys, before you go all hot on GPT-3, GPT-2 is on GitHub for free. try that, because GPT-3 is not a revolution compared to GPT-2. GPT-2 sucks. And I've seen GPT-2 enhanced by BERT that was readable for micro content, 300 to 500 words max.
Yeah.
Max. Even GPT-3, I don't believe for 1 second that it will able to go long form content. Micro content, even on papers, like the sports result, election results, the how do you call
headline news?
No, voyance, like the horoscope, or how do you call that? Horoscope.
Oh yes, GPT-2 created horoscopes are fantastic.
That works for micro content. Longer content, we are far away from it. And again, what was funny is the content passed Google, but as soon as we applied the site to AdSense, got flagged like right away.
Yeah.
So you are dreaming. Maybe one day the machine will be able to write again long form piece of content for product description, so for sports result, election results, all that kind of micro content. Yeah, the machine can do a fine job, but answering questions, long form content, we're not there and we won't be there for. The problem with GPT-3 is that they did so much marketing around it, and some of it was so fake, meaning when I read, an automated piece of content got first spot on Hacker News, which is a dig like for nerds. Well, subtitle, it was edited by a human, okay?
Yeah.
So it was a long piece of content, but edited.
Yeah, and you can't make a readable piece of GPT-3 yet in long-form content. GPT-4, don't forget, it's also the training data. GPT-4, the next iteration, may actually be sophisticated enough to completely fool humans. But because of the methodology of putting together the statements that are in the longer form content, it will never be able to pass another AI, ML. It will always be able to be spotted. A machine will always spot a machine because there are certain things that you cannot change. It uses language in a certain way. It says things, so to speak, in a certain way. Like if you look at Janelle Shane and her, you look like a thing and I love you, and other love quotes that have been computer generated by GPT-2. I mean, GPT-2 was hilarious. It was so much fun. GPT-3 still isn't perfect. GPT-4 will get things better, but it still will not fool a computer. A computer will never fool another computer. And that's the thing. And that everybody's getting so wet because they can't see the problem that the rest of us who actually know about this stuff can see, which is it's never going to be humanized. This is the problem. Thank goodness.
And you are only betting on the fact that it's very costly for Google to put in place a AI that will check every single piece of content. So they do it for ads, they do it for AdSense because they got money there. For search, they are trying to lower the cost, not increase the overhead
on like the cost of doing the processing is high. And they've already seen what happens when they just are faced with the trillions upon trillions of pages per day that they have to assess. So you're not going to really see it rank well, not number one, number two, number three, not in a competitive vertical. You're not going to be able to GPT-3 generate poker news or poker content.
Exactly. You can go like bed and breakfast in buttfuck, Arizona. My work.
Yeah, because very, very few bed and breakfasts in buttfuck, Arizona.
Although the filters, Oh, there are fun places in Arizona. Okay. I see. You know.
I haven't been to Arizona yet. I should go. But yeah, it's like you could have 10,000 million links to the page that's got GPT-3 generated content on it. But don't forget, if people go and they pogo stick, it's still a signal. There are so many signals that Google is looking at. If people go and then pogo stick back out and to the next one and dwell, well, you failed. Because you didn't trick the human. You got to trick the machine and you got to trick the human in order to make the money. And you're not going to make money if you can't trick both.
Wear the black hat for real or not, meaning build the content for the search engine, build the content for the human.
Serve it differently.
Don't complain when you get busted, and that's life.
That's why you build a proper PBN, and you don't do this on your money site.
Exactly. But if you play the black hat game, play it all the way. Now I feel like they want. In French, you say, tu veux le beurre, l'argent du beurre et la crémière avec. You want the butter, the money of the butter, and the woman who makes the butter. I don't know how you say that in English. La crémière.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a word for it and I can't think of it, but yes.
The butter maker. You see what I'm saying? Like they want everything on the same page. It's always been a problem to have SEO, marketing, technical limitation, UX, blah, blah, all on the same place. You know what?
It's like you want the Polish milkmaids from Eurovision Song Contest.
Yes.
They just don't exist.
It doesn't exist. Keyword density does not exist. It never existed unless you started doing SEO in 1872, like our friend here, Judith Lewis, who always likes to remind everybody, especially me, that she was first in 1872 doing SEO. But true. It's I didn't know the information about the fact that Bing or MSN actually was indeed using that flag. Anyway, we have to cut it somewhere because otherwise we'll go on a 2-hour rant. And the next topic is an amazing one because it's very much about what I do and what Judith also does, at least what we preach. Can we rank without links? Thanks for watching, and thank you, Judith, for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Myth-busting. I didn't say myth-boobing conspiracy. See you next week. Thank you.